we're about to dive into a really personal story about a relationship that just completely imploded. And this isn't some abstract case study. This is a firsthand account of what it's like to discover the worst, the betrayal, and that long, painful road back. So, the whole story kicks off with this one sentence. And man, there's just so much tragic irony packed in there, right? It sets up this beautiful picture of happiness that, as we're about to see, is just moments away from being shattered. To really get the gut punch of what's coming, we first need to understand what was on the line. I mean, what did this so-called perfect relationship actually look like? Let's set the stage. And here are the details. This wasn't some casual thing. We're talking 2 years together. They lived in the same place. They even shared a dog. And I mean, that's a huge step for any couple. They were even talking about marriage. This was the real deal. And this, right here, was the bedrock of their whole life together. Complete and total trust. Our narrator had zero reason to ever doubt his girlfriend, Kate. And that unwavering faith is exactly what makes what happens next so absolutely devastating. So, how does a picture this perfect start to fall apart? Well, it all started with a really simple change of plans on what should have been just a normal Friday night, a small decision that literally changed everything. The plan for the night was super straightforward. Kate was going to go out with her friends, a girls' night out. She might even crash at a friend's place. He was totally cool with it, just told her to go out fun. No red flags, nothing. And this is where it all goes wrong. It's kind of tragic, really. He gets off work early, around 11, and has this sweet idea. He's going to surprise her with her favorite takeout. He thinks he's being this amazing, romantic boyfriend, but he's unknowingly walking straight into a nightmare. Okay, this is it. This is the moment the story just completely turns on its head. He gets to their apartment, food in hand, expecting a quiet night, and instead, he walks into something he could have never imagined. At first, everything seems normalish. Lights are on, there's some music playing. He probably figures the girls' night just ended early and they came back to the apartment. He's still in that surprise mode, opening the door quietly. And there it is. That's the first sound that just shatters the whole illusion. He freezes. It's coming from their bedroom, and there's no mistaking what that sound is. His heart just starts hammering in his chest. But the horror is just getting started. It's not just one unexpected voice. He can clearly hear a guy's voice, and then a second one. In an instant, the situation becomes a million times worse than he could have feared. This is the raw, unbelievable math of the situation. This wasn't a simple affair. It was something else entirely. 3 people in the bed that they shared. And here are the players in this nightmare scene. He pushes the door open and sees Kate with 2 other men. He actually recognizes one of them. It's a guy she works with. The other guy, a total stranger. The whole thing is just surreal. The second they see him standing there, everything just stops cold. And what are the first words out of Kate's mouth? Oh, you guessed it, the biggest cliche in the book. While caught, literally with 2 other people. Unbelievable. So, what do you even do in the seconds after a discovery like that? Let's get into the immediate confrontation and how the lies just started to completely fall apart. You might expect shouting, maybe things getting thrown, but his reaction, it was eerily calm. He's still holding the takeout bag, his whole world just ripped in 2, and all he says is this firm, final command. It's the kind of calm that only comes from pure, absolute shock. So, of course, Kate immediately goes into damage control with the usual script. I was drunk, it was a stupid mistake, it only happened this one time. But the truth, which he found out later from friends, was so much darker. This wasn't a one-off mistake, it was a pattern. And that was it. For him, there was no discussion, no let's talk about it, no second chance. The decision was made right then and there. Even though she spent weeks begging, crying, even showing up at his work, it was over. The trust was vaporized. But the story doesn't just end with a confrontation. The final piece of this is about the aftermath. I mean, how do you even begin to recover after your world is destroyed like that? So we fast forward 6 months. 6 months have passed since that awful night. And he took some very real, very practical steps to try and move on. First thing, he got rid of the bed. Had to get that physical reminder out of his life. Then, he moved to a whole new place to escape the memories. He started therapy to work through the trauma. And eventually, he even got back out there and started dating again. These are all actions of someone actively trying to heal. But here's the thing, recovery doesn't mean you just get a clean slate. He says that image of what he saw that night is just, it's burned into his brain forever. He's moving his life forward, for sure, but that scar is always going to be there. And it just goes to show you, trust, once it's shattered like that, it's incredibly hard to rebuild. And the story ends with this incredibly raw and honest question that he posed to everyone online. It's a question that doesn't really have an easy answer, does it? It just hangs there, reminding us of the massive, lasting damage of a betrayal this deep and leaving us all to wonder, yeah, how do you come back from that?